As I mentioned, once papasok ang pera sa korporasyon, pambayad sa benepisyo, and of course, pag hindi na ready na tayo, nabayaran na natin yung mga benepisyo, the excess money ay napasok natin sa investment. Now, the pera from the national government, Mr. Chair, as I mentioned kanina, in the year 2023, ang alokasyon from the Sentax ay nasa 80 bilyones. And
wag na po tayong pumunta doon sa details. Tinatanong ko lang kung tama po yung statement na narinig ko. Tama po ba na part of the subsidy given by the national government would go to investment?
Mr. Chair,
yes or no?
Tama siya. Pero
yun lang po ang tanong ko. But let me proceed. Wag na po kayo mag-explain.
Mr. Chair, for the year 2024 na lang, Mr. Chair. 2024, this is already benefit payment. When you say benefit payment, lumabas na pera from PhilHealth, Mr. Chair. September financial report. Our benefit payment is 117.6 billion. And Mr. Chair, for the direct, broken down into two, ibig sabihin saan nanggagaling yung binayad natin ng mga sectors sa membership. 55.2 billion ay from the direct. In other words, these are the paying members, Mr. Chair. And indirect, meaning these are the members, indigent, senior citizens, which are to be funded by the national government. Our benefit payout or benefit payment, Mr. Chair, is amounting to 62.4 billion pesos. Meaning, Mr. Chair, as I mentioned kanina, pumapasok yung pera sa atin, isang one fund concept siya, Mr. Chair. And ito naman, ang utilization ng pondong ito. Sinasabi ko, as benefit payment, ito na po, lumalabas na yung pondo ngayon. As in, lumalabas na po siya. Even year 2023, lumabas po yung pondo. And for year 2023, Mr. Chair, for the indirect, total lumabas na pera ay 58.3 billion pesos, Mr. Chair. 58.3 billion. In other words, Mr. Chair, as I mentioned kanina, pumapasok siya sa kaban ng PhilHealth and binabayad natin sa benefit payout. Pag hindi natin magagamit dahil sa mayroon tayong exist na pondo from the direct and indirect, pinapasok na natin sa investment. Meaning, whatever amount na hindi natin magagasta, Mr. Chair, ay pinapasok natin sa investment to earn something interest, Mr. Chair, para hindi masayang yung pondo na ito. But, Mr. Chair, for the information of everyone and our constituents, Mr. Chair, year 2024, benefit payout amounting to, as of December 6 na ito, Mr. Chair, from cash position report, 155.5 billion already na ilabas ng PhilHealth. Compared to last year na whole year, 118 billion pesos only. So in other words,
Mr. Lim Siaco, wala po kaming pakialam kahit ubusin nyo yung pondo ng PhilHealth. Basta as long as ito magamit ninyo sa health benefit ng mga kababayan natin. Because let me walk you through Republic Act 10606, amending Republic Act 7875, Section 27, Reserve Fund. Sabi po dito, the corporation shall set aside a portion of its accumulated revenues not needed to meet the cost of the current year's expenditure as reserve fund, provided that the total amount of reserve shall not exceed a ceiling equivalent to the amount actuarially estimated for 2 years projected program. Now, whenever actual reserves exceed the required ceiling at the end of the corporation fiscal year, the excess of the corporation's reserve fund shall be used to increase the program benefit, augment the health facilities enhancement program of the DOH. The remaining portion of the reserve fund that are not needed to meet the current expenditures obligation or used for the above-mentioned program shall be placed in investment. So, ibig sabihin, pag nagawa muna natin itong tatlong to, saka lang tayo pupunta dun sa investment. Now, question. Nag-decrease po ba yung mga membership contribution? Ano po yung nagawa ninyo para mag-decrease yung membership contribution at ma-increase yung program's benefit?
Mr. Chair.
Please, Mr. Ledesma.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. So first of all, Mr. Chair, on the increasing of benefits or benefit packages, in the last 2 years po, doon very aggressive tayo. No? And like I said earlier po, next month, another 50% increase almost across the board. No? On the decrease in premium contributions po, wala po pa kaming nagagawa doon. But number one, we are very supportive. I think there was a bill passed, I think it's on third reading now sa Senate, no, that will bring down the premium contributions from 5% to 3.25%. We are fully supporting that po, no. So to answer your question po, we haven't done anything yet to bring down the premium contributions kasi that's by law, but we are supporting the reduction of the premium contributions, and at the same time, we are aggressively expanding po the benefit
maybe you should change your focus. Instead of your focus in investment, dapat dito po tayo.
Yes.
Ha?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely po. Noted po. Yes.
Thank
po.
you.
Mr. Chair. Last na, Mr. Chair.
Sige.
Yes, please, Congressman Manuel.
So, Mr. Chair, yun yung ating gustong i-emphasize dun sa expectation sana ng mga kababayan natin sa PhilHealth na sa ngayon, as we are speaking, Mr. Chair, may hirap talaga tayong kababayan na umaasa na itong insurance na meron sila, state health insurance through PhilHealth, ito yung sasalba sa kanila sa mga panahon na may sakit sila. Pero Mr. Chair, as we have heard, ngayon pa lang na in-expand yung mga coverage ng PhilHealth, tapos hindi pa napapababaan yung premium na kinukuha mula dun sa sahod ng ating mga employed na mga kababayan. Pero Mr. Chair, nauna pa na umabot sa 490 billion pesos yung assets ng PhilHealth na naka-invest kung saan-saan. Sa mata, Mr. Chair, probably nung mga mas nakafocus sa ganong aspeto nung pagpapagana ng PhilHealth, tila by in the long run mukhang maganda kasi lalong lumalaki yung assets lang na nandyan, standby ng PhilHealth. Pero Mr. Chair, day by day, pwedeng may mga kababayan tayong namamatay dahil lang supposedly yung assets na pwedeng na-convert into benefits para sa kanila, hindi nila napakinabangan dahil dun sa misprioritization na ginagawa sa ilalim ng PhilHealth. So yun yung mga, so far, mga stark observations natin, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Yes. With the indulgence of Congressman Panaligan, who will be the next interpellator, the Chair would like, okay po ba? The Chair would like to recognize the Honorable Stella Kimbo.
Mr. Chair, gusto ko lang i-remind si Mr. Ledesma na nung huling budget hearing, ni-remind ko na po siya na dahil sobrang dami po ng kanyang pondo, ako po ay nanawagan na bawasan po niya ang premium contributions. And in fact, sumagot po siya, I believe, sa isang interview matapos ang budget hearing na nire-reject po niya ang aking panawagan. This was last year. This year, I made the same call nung budget hearing. Sinabi ko ulit na merong scope to reduce premiums. Hindi pa rin pinansin ang ating panawagan. And in fact, I filed a resolution calling for a moratorium on the premium contributions of minimum wage earners. So, hindi po nagkulang ang Kongreso na manawagan sa PhilHealth na pababain ang premium contributions, particularly the most vulnerable workers, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Stella Kimbo. With
Mr.
the
Chair,
indulgence of...
Can I respond?
Yes, Mr. Ledesma.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, parang hindi ko naalala yung rineject ko, ma'am. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, ma'am, regardless, ma'am, we're always, like I said, ma'am, earlier, we are 110% supportive of the bringing down of the premium contributions. Wala po kaming problema dyan, ma'am, no? In fact, I also mentioned that in a Senate hearing that we are fully supporting bringing down the premium contributions. And now, Mr. Chair, I just want to touch on very briefly on Kong Manuel, no? Maganda kasi yung mga issues na bringing up ni Kong. I just want to highlight, Kong, that it's been 12 years kasi since the case packages of PhilHealth have been enhanced, no? And so I understand very clearly when you say, Kong, and everyone says that maraming namamatay, maraming nagkakasakit, diba? We fully understand that in PhilHealth. Ang hiningi lang po namin sa PhilHealth sana is konting-konti na lang pasensya. I think naman po, makikita nyo naman, it's been 12 years that we have enhanced the benefit packages. Nung pumasok po ako in the last 2 years, sobra kaming aggressive, Kong. In fact, we continue to be more aggressive, no? And like I said, next month, almost 50%, almost across the board, no? So, again, I think I'm just asking for a little more patience from this honorable body I'm really confident we will get there, no? I mean, it doesn't happen overnight, pero dun po talaga kami papunta eh. And I think it's very clear naman sa mga enhancements namin, sa increases, that dun kami papunta, no? Maraming salamat.
Mr.
Thank
Chair,
you. Wait.
Mr. Chair,
Congressman Ako.
with the indulgence of the Honorable Panaligan, yung
Yes, Congressman Ako, you are recognized.
Thank you. Hindi po mawala sa isip ko yung sinabi ni Mr. Lim Siaco na part of the subsidy given to PhilHealth would be used for investment. Tama po ba yung pagkarinig ko?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Mr. Lim Siaco, you are recognized.
maraming salamat, Mr. Chair. Maraming salamat ko. As I mentioned, once papasok ang pera sa korporasyon, pambayad sa benepisyo, and of course, pag hindi na ready na tayo, nabayaran na natin yung mga benepisyo, the excess money ay napasok natin sa investment. Now, the pera from the national government, Mr. Chair, as I mentioned kanina, in the year 2023, ang alokasyon from the Sentax ay nasa 80 bilyones. And
Wag na po tayong pumunta doon sa details. Tinatanong ko lang kung tama po yung statement na narinig ko. Tama po ba na part of the subsidy given by the national government would go to investment?
Mr. Chair,
Yes or no?
tama siya. Pero
Yun
let
lang
me
po ang tanong ko. But let me proceed. Wag na po kayo mag-explain. Kasi kung tinitingnan ko po yung data doon sa budget of expenditure and sources of financing, yung appropriations and obligations ng PhilHealth Insurance Corporation from 2017 to 2022, wala po kayong isinoli na pondo. Nagamit nyo po lahat. So, totoo na nagbayad kayo sa benepisyo at ininvest ninyo. Pero sa tingin ko, mas malaki po yung investment na ginawa-gawa po ninyo eh. You remember sa budget hearing, Mr. Ledesma, sabi ko, what are you? Service provider o business? Di ba? Tinanong ko po kayo noon eh. Why? Because according to the records, your interest income for 2022 was 11 billion. And your other income is 698 million plus. In 2023, your interest income rose from 11.5 billion to 20.7 billion. So, ibig sabihin, lumaki yung investment amount ninyo. Di po ba? So, you're becoming a business enterprise, not a service enterprise. The statistics would show that. You could just imagine, from 2022, 11.5 ang interest income ninyo. In 2023, yung interest income nyo is 20.7 billion. And your other income rose also from 698 million to 815 million. So, yung earning ang nangyayari eh.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Ledesma, you are recognized.
Duly noted, Mr. Chair. Yes, that is correct. That is all correct, Mr. Chair. But I'd like to mention po, that's why I keep on reiterating po that our primary focus now is on benefit expansion. So, Mr. Chair, if we do that, we aggressively focus on benefit expansion, yung trend na po yan, mag-shift po yan, diba? Dahil umaakyat yan, ngayon, magiging pababa na mo yan. Especially now that we are very aggressive. But po, we will not deny, tama po lahat ng sinabi po ni Honorable Ako.
Okay, having said,
Umani naman ito ng iba't ibang reaksyon mula sa ating mga netizens. Ayon kay Daisy Romualdez, isa uli ang pera ng mga contributor bago ubusin ni Tamba sa pansuhol sa mga botante. Pahayag naman ni Bobby Soto, tanggalin na yung PhilHealth na yan, hulog ka lang ng hulog dyan, sila lang nakikinabang. At ito naman ang saloobin mula sa ating kababayan na si Erwin de la Cruz, imagine monthly ka nagbabayad. Sa ibang bansa, one-time payment lang fully covered kahit anong sakit. Dito monthly ka nagbabayad pero may limit yung ibibigay na serbisyo. Mga kababayan, feel free to comment below para maglabas ng saloobin sa balitang ito.